Hello and welcome to the Kayden Gordon Show, today's best country mix. And joining me right here today is Tony and Marty from Hoochie Mama. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey man,
Good.
how are you?
G'day, how are you? How are you going?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for asking. So, first and foremost, this is a question that came to my head. What made you guys want to become the name Hoochie Mama? Like that is just like one of the most creative and interesting names. So I'm curious to hear the backstory of that.
Well, it's quite simple actually, because the backstory of that is that I'm a huge Seinfeld fan, as most of the world is, and there's that famous scene in where Kramer yells out "Hoochie Mama" in one of the Seinfeld episodes. And being a huge Seinfeld fan, I decided to adopt the name, and we had a gig coming up. We needed a name really quickly. So I said to Marty, I said, what about Hoochie Mama? And everyone goes, yeah, that sounds pretty good. So we ran with that and it stuck, and everyone goes, what a great name for the band. So, but if you know what a Hoochie Mama is, we're definitely not Hoochie Mamas. If you look it up, especially when you Google Hoochie Mamas, we definitely don't look like a Hoochie Mama. But it's a fun name and everyone loves it. And it's just a good fun name and it describes the band, really. That's what we think.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? Like when you say Hoochie Mama, people think of like females, you know? And that was funny because I was talking about it. I think someone actually asked me if it was a bunch of female bands. I'm like, no, it's males.
Boy, you think it's a bunch of females in some hot pants. That's what you picture.
Yeah, a lot of just
stilettos and hot pants and some low cut tops, but then they see us going, Hoochie Mama,
what the heck?
What the heck's going on here? But we rope them in, we get them in, so that's how it works.
Very, very cool. So, what made you two want to get into music?
We've been doing it since we're kids. In high school, early high school, we played in different bands, but we had mutual friends that were musos, and we've just been doing it forever. Yeah. And then you go through that stage in life where you have kids, and then you can't do so much. And Tony and I come out the other end and just started getting back into it again.
Yeah. So we all played bands in our early 20s. And back in the day when I was playing those bands, we were in Sydney, we were playing a lot of big bands like In Excess, all those sort of bands. So we were doing support shows for those sort of guys, and you sort of get a taste of what it's like, and you try and pursue it. But then, as Marty says, life sometimes gets in the way. You take a detour, and now we've come back around the other side, and we put Hoochie Mama together probably about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
We started banging away in the garage, and then we got a bass player and several formations later, and we're still here. And we thought we'd better start putting out some material. And we started that a couple of years ago.
Awesome. So, if you guys could do a collaboration or duet with any singer, band, etc., or etc., what would you guys? Who would you guys choose?
That's a good question. That is. It depends how. If I was after a really hot guitarist, I'd have to pick one of the great Nashville guitarists.
Kenny Vaughan.
Like Kenny Vaughan, Guthrie Trapp. I don't know if you heard of these guys in Nashville. They're like real guns in the music business in Nashville, where they can just throw any country lick out there, like Brad Paisley, all those sort of guys. If you have one of them guys playing a Hoochie Mama track, that would be absolutely awesome. And also vocally as well. Those guys are Kenny Vaughan especially. I like some of the older guys. Like you've heard of Marty Stewart. He's legendary in the country music, especially in Nashville. He used to play with Johnny Cash and so forth. So these are all guys that I would collaborate with, which would be brilliant, because I think with Hoochie Mama we want to have a sense of fun with our music. So we're not just straight up singing about I love you and you love me back, all that sort of stuff. We'd like to be a little bit left of centre and have different topics in our songs, and so it'd have to be someone that suits that character.
Awesome. So, what advice do you guys give someone who might want to start music but doesn't really know how to start or jump into what you're doing in the industry?
That's a good question as well.
So you ask hard questions.
He's done his research. That's some good questions. Well, I think today, in some ways, can be a little bit easier than it was maybe 20 years ago, because of the internet and so forth, you can hop online and learn any instrument.
You can be anybody.
Yeah, plagiarise anything. You can learn how to write a song. You can do virtually anything. If you've got a little bit of talent on the internet, you can start to learn some pretty good things how to get out there. But basically, I think the main thing is really keep true to yourself. That's the main thing.
You got to put the effort into.
You got to do your homework. You got to do the effort.
Mm.
You got to have some. You got to have some talent, because if you want to be a singer and you're tone deaf, well, that's not going to happen. So you got to have some sort of musicality and some talent, and just pursue it. Just go for it. And if you want to be a songwriter, just keep writing songs. Just keep practicing. And just get out there. You got to fight the fear and just get out on stage.
I agree. I think that's super important. So, I know you guys have a new single that came out. Want to talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's called Last Dime Whiskey and My Motorbike. And I always like to joke and say this song's about Marty on one of his drunken nights out, where he got fleeced by a beautiful barmaid. And
it could have happened to anybody.
Yeah. But look at Marty's face. Why wouldn't you do it to Marty? So actually, the track was inspired when I was on a road trip in the States, actually. We were driving I was with a mate of mine, and we were going from Memphis down to Nashville. And so the tunes sort of started popping up in my head then about I was on my way to Hootersville. That's how the song starts. And just about a crazy road trip where you bump into somebody and, you meet a barmaid or whatever. And it's all made up, actually. None of it actually happened. But I'm sure it's happened to plenty of people, though. And you get fleeced, and you wake up in the morning and line in your undies, and there you go. And everything's gone. Your money's gone. Your motorbike's gone. And she took my last dime whiskey and my motorbike. So she's taken everything.
Very interesting song, and I kind of like that title selection. I think that was a really good title selection.
Thank you. And if you've seen the clip, then it'll make complete sense.
The music video, yep.
The music video. So hopefully your fans out there will maybe log on to Hoochie Mama onto YouTube, look up Last Dime Whiskey and My Motorbike, and they can watch us in full colour.
Definitely. Hopefully they will as well, and I encourage everyone to do so.
Right. Hope so. We're gonna get the numbers up.
Absolutely. So this one always stumps people, so I'm gonna ask you this question. If you guys were to write a song, or if someone else was to write a song about something that's impacted you in your life, or something about your life, what would you guys or they write about?
Impacting your life.
Not a love song.
We're past that. Maybe 20 years ago would have been a love song. Well, Last Time Whiskey and My Motorbike, that's impacted on my life completely. That's what I'll be writing about. I suppose I don't know, what would we write about?
You don't intentionally pick subjects, do you? It just whatever says we work on, like that smoking, for instance.
Yeah, I think we'll write songs that other people will enjoy and other people can relate to.
Mm-hmm.
And we're probably, as you get older, you're probably specifically writing for your own sort of, demographics as well, and people can relate to that. That's why I had fun with that song. We're going to have another single coming out probably later on in the year if we're lucky. It's called Smoking. So it's all about can't give smoking up. That's what the song's all about. So that's another sort of similar song to Last Dime Whiskey, but it's a fun song. Nothing in particular, but that's the sort of topics we like to write about. Not to be too serious, have a little bit of edge of being funny within the song, if we can.
Totally. So, what do you guys like doing outside of music? Do you guys have any hobbies, interests?
Well, we just do music. We don't have any friends.
Well, besides trying to pay the bills sometimes,
we got day jobs.
Yeah, we all have interest. Music, to be honest, music takes up virtually all the time. It takes up a lot of time to write. Writing songs, even like getting gigs and stuff like that. It takes a fair bit of time. And just just loving life. Living life
Yeah.
takes up the other part of the time. We live close to the beaches, so we love going to the beach.
We
Is
like
that
the
like
footy.
a parrot or something in the background?
That's my galah.
Oh,
You know what a galah is?
no.
Australian native bird.
Oh,
It-
okay.
Like
It's
a cocky.
like it's grey and pink. It's you ever seen a cockatoo?
No, I
You've
don't
seen
think I've ever heard of that either.
Cockatoo. Oh, she was a rescue bird, and we've got her.
Oh, okay.
So we saved her about 20 years ago, and she's still kicking.
Sounds like she is.
Yeah, she's still kicking. She's about that big,
Oh wow.
about probably 10 inches tall. Big bird.
Wow.
Even now and then she gets excited and she lets us know that she's still around.
So where do you guys see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, hopefully, still doing Hoochie Mama, and hopefully by then have another few singles out, EP out, playing lots more shows. Mainly, we mainly play around our hometown in Sydney, but we just want to continue doing videos like last time, Whiskey and the Motorbike. Continue doing that, get EPs out, and keep doing it as long as we can.
Obviously a bit more success. Just keep working.
A bit more
towards that.
success, get more numbers up, get more views, get it out there, and get more people to the show. So that's what we like. That's what we like to do. That's our hobby. That's our main thing now. We really look forward to playing our shows, getting out on our weekends, because that's part of our social life as well. Go out and play the shows, because friends come along, and family come along, and you meet new people all the time. So we've got a festival happening this weekend in Cronulla. It's a blues and music festival, blues and jazz festival in Cronulla, our local area. So today's Friday morning, and it kicks off today. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's Cronulla's a beachside suburb. So they've got all different venues all around the suburb. There's a big mall. So they've got people busking in the malls. And so we've got a show down there this weekend as well, in one of the clubs. So we're looking forward to that show on Sunday afternoon. So it's just stuff like that. So we want to just keep playing around and, doing that sort of stuff. I mean, I look at a lot of a lot of other American artists as well, like this Tab Benoit. I don't know if you heard of him. He's down there. He's a blues singer down in Louisiana, and he's got a 3-piece band, and he's been a big inspiration on Hoochie Mama. I was saying to Marty, he said, check out Tab Benoit. He's got a great song. He's bluesy. He's funny. He's a great singer. Awesome guitar player. If we can be a little bit like that guy, we'll go a long way. So it's great to be inspired by all these other guys. And we're all similar ages as well. So that's what I like about it.
That's awesome. Where can people find you guys on social media if they want to keep up with what you guys are up to?
Oh, well, we're on a Facebook page. So it's Hoochie Mama Band on Facebook. They'll see us there, and that's where we put out if we've got shows or our video clips, new singles, and etc. We've only got a couple of songs out on Spotify because a couple of years ago we did a Ray Charles cover of Unchain My Heart. So we released that 2 years ago. That's on Spotify, so they can listen to that. They can listen to the new single Last Dime Whiskey. That's on there. The film clip's on there on YouTube. That's our first film clip. We didn't do a film clip for the first song. And then hopefully maybe in a few months' time, we pull our finger out, we'll get the new single out and a new song out. And somewhere down the track, we're going to be working on an EP and put that out as well.
Well, that's awesome. And is there anything that I forgot to mention that you guys would like to mention?
Would you forget to mention? Oh, you forgot to mention how good the song is and how fantastic the video clip is.
Oh, yes. The video was like, oh my God, it was great. Song was great. Everything was great about it.
You're too kind. You're too kind. And you're going to tell all your listeners and all your fans to jump online and watch YouTube and Hoochie Mama now on YouTube. And I'm going to watch the numbers click over.
Absolutely.
If we want to listen to your show, how do we find that?
Oh, yes. So if you guys just go to my website, theKaydengordonshow.com, you guys can find it there.
I'll do that. The links are on there.
Yeah.
I've looked you up, but money hasn't looked you up.
Two-way street.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm telling everybody, get on to Kayden. He supports local country music from all over the world.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. And thanks heaps for getting in touch with us as well. It was a great honour to have people interested in what you're doing, especially from the other side of the planet, which is, and we're really glad that you liked it and made the effort. to get in touch with us.
Oh, absolutely. And again, I would like to thank Tony and Marty from Hoochie Mama for coming on the Kayden Gordon Show today's Best Country Mix. We appreciate your time so much.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime. And we'll see you with the next single.